Hello folks and welcome back to the channel. We are today heading into the human comedy. Let's just change cars because we know what we're doing. You'll all know what we're doing once you see the car. And with that we must go and change the oil because she's done some miles, the old girl. We don't change it. We don't normally take you down to change oil, and anybody says there's no point, there actually is. You lose around 2 horsepower for not changing the oil. And you will affect the performance of the car. So if you're going for world records, top 10 stars, if that's what you're pushing for, then ultimately folks, you need to keep your car in tip-top conditions. You'll have brand new tyres every time we start the race. So where are we going? You know where we're going. We're going Deep Forest. Let's have a look at the car settings. We are on medium tyres. This is our Deep Forest 2 setup, so this is modified. We've already got to number 4 on the rankings, but we've only done 40 laps. We're aiming for 41. So, fully customizable racing suspension. We have dropped that from 140, I think it was, down to 110. You can freeze frame this and copy all the settings down as you need. Fully customizable diff, that's set to 2520. Downforce 100 265, ECU 100, power restrictor 100, and we have got the transmission on manual up to 320. I believe that was no, it's definitely that beforehand. Ultra high RPM turbo, no anti-lag, racing intercooler, racing air cleaner, silencer and exhaust manifold, brake system carbon. Doesn't have to become the one down if you're looking to save cash. They brake exactly the same, and this car is a slug. It does not brake at all. Brake pads racing, handbrake, brake balance controller at -5. We've got that to the rear to make sure it doesn't affect the fronts. Have we got that to the rear or front? We've got it to the front. My apologies, that's at the front. Carbon prop shaft, racing clutch and firewall, engine balance tuning, polish ports, and we've got the stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3 bodywork and the increased body rigidity. The reason this has got 586 horsepower, folks, is this is the 13B engine swap from the RX-7. It's a monster. What's that coming over the hill? So we are going to be racing up against the Taycan Turbo S, Mr. Inostra. That's who we're going to try and shame a bit today. As you can see, look at the top there, Mr. Maguire, 41 laps. Well done, sir. You deserve that. And that's what we're going to attempt to do today. Settings, assists, we will traction control 1, default ABS. We are going to put the ASM on and the counter steer assistance on strong. We're going to need all of them. We're manual gearbox. Controller settings, force feedback max torque, force feedback sensitivity 6, and we are open button configuration, even though we won't be using the old nitrous in this race. So, very quick review of what we're doing. We currently are 4th on our friends list on 40 laps. In terms of order of sort of sequence, on this page, if you get it first, you go top. So I've got a funny feeling if we get 41 laps, we're going to be at number 2. But on this list, Mr. Maguire goes to 2nd place with 41 laps. You can see we're in 5th there. Somebody else has popped in. Engine swaps. And Mr. Big Popper, look there, he's on 40 laps as well. And Sphinx is on 40 laps. So, with this being the case, let's make a start and get into it, and we'll talk about it. Here we go then. Fuel map down to 6. Let's see where we go. So, the aim of this is to do 41 laps. Complete the 40th lap and start lap 41 before the timer runs out. We've got a couple of challenges with that. We're going to do it via a 2-stopper. We took a bit of a beating there, didn't we? We're up into 3rd place already. and we can see Mr. Nostra. So that's how quick this car is. If you've not watched these videos before, this is your first time here, this is all about getting gold, getting it with whatever settings you can, except we're on hard, we don't play on easy. And with that, Mr. Nostra there, he normally dominates this race, and we're going to put a heel on his head and just stamp him into the ground. That's what we're trying to do. We're going to try and break his spirit. Going to try and overtake him before the end of lap 1, which we're going to do easy. A 36.047. So, 2-stop race, as I said. We are going to attempt to do 13 laps, then a 14. Come on, keep it together. Don't break it this early. So, with 13, 13, 14, we're going to stop on lap 13, end of lap 26, and then we're going to run all the way to the end of lap 40, trying to get onto lap 41. Now, I've had a little inside tip from Mr. Maguire just to say 2-stop is the right way to go. Carbon prop shaft added since last time because that came available. Well, I've had that a while, I think, haven't I? No, I bought it this time round because I didn't have it. So we've added the carbon prop shaft. Doesn't do much, it changes the PP marginally, but we're so far under the PP we don't have to worry about that at all. It's an absolute gem, this little car. Now we've tweaked the setup a little bit, we've dropped the rear ride height just a fraction. We could run the fuel management just a little bit higher. As you can see already, we've already used about 10 laps of fuel if we were going to complete the race with it. A 28.4 for the first lap out, which is pretty good. We're trying to target 28.2s every lap. We need to average 28.2 based on our capabilities of stopping. The first pit stop, we're just going to stop and take tyres. We're going to just use the fuel we've got in the tank. And at the second stop, we're going to fill back up to 14.2 laps. And we're going to run that fuel all the way to the end. 14.2, just as we could do 13.8 in all fairness and not really worry about the last lap. But based on what we need to go, how we need to do it, that's what we're going to try to do. So we're almost ready, 10 seconds ahead of Mr. Nostra. We're purple sectoring again, just got to spot the brake marker, which is adjusted now that we've gone to the high rev turbo. We're stopping at the, I think it's an avalanche falling rock sign is what we're braking on. That's our braking marker. We're hoping to lap Mr. Nostra by the end of his stint. See if we can get him behind us. A 28.156, which is pretty good. That's under the 28.2. Now these tyres will start to go off from about lap 7. So between now and lap 7 we want to put in a decent lap time, get us the fastest lap of the race. What I have realised is lowering the rear ride height has made the back end just a bit slidier, because the back end of this car is really quite stiff. .384, that'll take us into the 27s. Just clipped the wall there, the back end of the car just twitched a bit under braking. Gonna do third gear out the corner, it'll be a bit slower but it will stop the back end moving. might stop us getting a 27, but hey ho. I've got the on-off throttle problem, so with that being the case, 28.0. Just let the throttle off as the back end starts to slide about a bit. Just let off the brake, I mean, not the throttle. As we release the brake, the back end sort of gains control, so we're not trail braking through the corner quite so much. I'd really like to see a 26 of a lap time, but I don't think that'll happen in stint 1. More than likely to happen in stint 3, but I'll probably be incredibly nervous in stint 3, so just got to keep the pressure on and keep going. 24 seconds ahead on lap 5. Round about the end of lap 7, maybe lap 8. Well, no, I'd say it's probably lap 9 we'll start to see back markers and be ready to overtake. I didn't see what my time sector was there, so let's see if we can beat that lap time of 28.066. Let's see if we can pop in a 27. I don't know if we will. Looking at how far we are, we're away from the line. There it is, a 27.8. I'd like to see if we can get in a 27.5. That'd be nice. See where we go. 31 seconds ahead of Mr. Vinostra now, and we're down by 0.152. I don't know if we can make that time up on this run-in. I doubt it. We don't look as though we're far away from being able to pull a back marker out and overtake him, I think. 27.975, so just outside. Just outside that 0.152 was pretty accurate. Pretty even over the last sector then. So we're on lap 7. .38 seconds ahead. Be nice to pop in some consistent 27s. That'll make me feel good, won't it? This isn't probably going to be. This is just going to be a touch inside the 28s. Be a 28.1 maybe. It will be now. I've gone slowly around the outside of that corner. Didn't make the apex. I lifted on the brakes, so that was a mistake. 26 laps left to fuel. There was a time this setup couldn't make it round that corner without throwing me off the track. 28.0, that's not so bad. And now the tyres are going to start to degrade. Lap time will start to drop off a wee bit. Car will start to just start rolling and sliding a bit more. But we'll start to be on the run-in into the first pit stop. And there's the first back markers. Who have we got there? It's normally Mr. Van den Hoover, but I don't think it is. That's Mr. Mahi. Mr. Enostra is now 46 seconds behind us. And he looks to be about 10 seconds clear of the guys behind him. That got us up to lapping in 18th place. 19th has been lapped. I don't know where Mr. Van den Hooven is. Oh, he's up there, look, he's heading this back, slowing them all up. We should be able to just get past a few of these as we get down here. It's a 28.9, that's not bad considering the traffic. Oh, that's not good, that's front end damage. And Mr. Purnell just sort of wandered around in our brake zone, which isn't very good. Front end of the car will be a bit unpredictable with that damage, so we just got to manage that. Who's the blue car? Some of you will know the race does change between race restarts. I've had a couple of restarts today, purely because I've effed it up already. That's Mr. Pounder, yes, in the old what's that? Can't remember what it's called. My brain's failed on me. It'll come back to me. Past Mr. Gallo next in 11th place. Mr. Brooks in the Alpha 155. It's a Bugatti Veyron. There we go. Short shift up there. Take him on the right hand side. Then Mr. Beauvoir in front. .28.5. Lap 10. So kind of expecting an Enostra to pit at the end of his 10th lap, which will probably be a lap from now because he's just finishing lap 9. If he goes in on lap 9, all well and good, but I'd generally like to lap him before he gets out the pits. Mr. Cruz in 8th. We have a bit of a love-hate relationship round here, me and him. He slammed me a couple of times as I've gone to go past him. He hasn't always left a room for the blue flags. He left the room there, good on him. He's learnt from previous encounters. So we're now onto the leaderboard for lapping. Suswillow will be next. No. Inostra's gone past the pit entry. Fernandez has gone in though. He's stopping on our old schedule of 10-10-10. That's what we used to do when we used to do this race way back when. Past Mr. Suswillow. 128.1, that's great. Yamanaka in the Supra next. Got to watch that curb for later on in the race. The back end will start to step out when we hit that curb. We just have to be very, very careful. The critical part of this race is not to make big mistakes. You can miss the odd apex, you can slide the car and do whatever, but try and hit those 28.2s. Don't spin it. You can bump the other cars about. We're 1 minute and 6 seconds ahead of Enostra. I'm expecting him to pit this time. Look at that, lap 11, there he goes, he's gone in. We're purple sector on used tyres on lap 11. 2 more laps and we're going in. But we're only going to take tyres, so let's see if we can get past Inostra before he comes out. Mr. Miazano, I'm going to come past you now. There we go. 28.2, bang on target. So we're past Inostra. We're past Mr. Miazano with a right slide in that corner, didn't we? Mr. Breyer last on the list to get lapped. The biggest challenge of this race is the amount of time it takes in the pit lane to both stop and change tyres and fill up. Like I say, we're going to stop twice. First time we're only taking tyres, second time we're taking tyres, and we're going to fill back up to 14.2 laps. Maybe 13.8. I think I'll take 13.8 this time round. We're half a second down, but that's down to the tyres slowing us down. Because that rear right is looking a bit ropey. These will be the worst these tyres are in this entire race, because we won't burn them quite so hard because we're not carrying so much fuel the next 2 stints. The last lap, the last stint might genuinely be 28.7. That's not too bad. We're going to pit this time then. Just had to flutter that brake there. Stop the back end leaving. I want to be in the pits before the 20-minute mark. And if we can be back out on the track before the 20-minute mark's done, that can be tremendous. If it's a 20.05 done, I'll be happy. Because that's our little timing measure to make sure we're on target. There isn't going to be much in it, folks. There's going to be 2 or 3 seconds is the way I've planned it. Either side of the target, we might miss or fail. But we're not talking failure at this point. As far as I know, this is on. If I don't make the mistakes. Braking point. Avalanche sign. There it is. Just a little bit earlier maybe because of where we are in the race. Final lap before pit stop. Here we go, we're going to dive into the pits now. A couple of guys are going to unlap themselves. We're in, taking medium tyres, no fuel. Slurpy slurp time, 62% of fuel. So we only need 38% to do 13 laps. Time remaining, got 35 seconds to go before we want to leave the pits. Get these tyres on and we're away again. I think Breyer's just unlapped himself. First 3 cars, there we go. We got 20 seconds in the bag. 20 seconds is a great balance. So we need to get back down to the 128.2s. If we can get back to the 128.2s, we're on track. Now don't forget, the car is much, much lighter. Better tyres. I don't expect it to slide around quite as much, but it will be lighter. And don't forget, this first lap is the out lap, so we won't have an understanding of just how quick it is. We can feel it though, we can feel it in the car. We'll need to do the next lap before we get an understanding of where we're going to be. But I'd say we're some 15 seconds ahead of schedule, which is great. So we were down to Yamanaka, weren't we? These 2 in front. Miazano maybe, and Breyer. It is. So we're just going to lap them again. Inostra's up to 6th place after his first pit stop. He's made room for us there. Just a little lift as we come through. See if we can pull the draft off Mr. Breyer. That was a 30 that lap, that's not so bad. Round the outside of Mr. Breyer that time, but he held us up. Car's much lighter, you can see it go round the corner there. Big old slide. And I think that slide is induced by the ASM. The ASM tries to keep the car stable and planted. Whereas if you didn't have the ASM on, the car would be a little bit wilder under braking. Maybe under acceleration. I know the counter steer helps with the back end stepping out, but at the end of the day, that ASM stops the sideways travel of the car, which is great. 1/4 of a second down at this split on our fastest lap, so we've just got to get these tyres in tune, and they will be. I don't expect this to be a 1:28.2 purely because of being behind Breyer at the start of the lap. We've got a few laps in free air to do before we start lapping anybody else again. 28.2, bang on, happy days. And Mr. Breyer pits. He hasn't used quite as much fuel as we have. Well, he has used loads more. We used 62. What we're talking about? There's the maths going wrong again. I was thinking about the 38% we'd used. And I thought, oh, look at that, 42, 47. He's used way more than we have, but no, he hasn't. He has. He's used way more than we have. However, let's move on. Brain is not working 100% because we're concentrating. I noticed I changed down to first gear as well there, which didn't help the process. 1:28.2 first lap out is stunning. That's a really good reassurance. Fuel load's getting lighter. 10 more laps to go before the next pit stop, and we're purple by almost 0.2. .27.4 is a great lap time. Now I don't know whether anybody else, I'm saying this genuinely 100% honest, I don't know of anybody else that goes into the greatest level of detail that I do on these kind of races, sharing everything that I do, sharing everything that I understand, and everything I find out, how I get the setups, how I make the setups, what I've tweaked. You know, I don't think there's anybody out there that does that. I think there's people out there that put a setup up and say this is what I achieved, but they don't do this for you. Well, that's the way it goes. That's what I do on this channel. That's what I love to do. It is how I enjoy my time on the game, and well, some people enjoy it in a different way. Some people don't enjoy what I do, but hey ho, they won't be watching the channel if that's the case, will they? So where are we? We've got no time back to Miazano, who is ahead of Inostra. Inostra's made his way back up to third. A bit wide there, happy days. Oh, and back to the tail enders again. So this is the end of free air. A 28.0 dead. Still beating the 28.2. It's all positive time. Now, we pitted on 13 laps under the 20-minute mark. So we're going to pit next time 13 laps, which will mean 20 to go. 20 minutes to go, 14 laps remaining. So we want as much time, we want to really be roughly kind of 39 minutes of the race gone when we pit next time. Maybe 38:30 would be good. Yeah, 38:30 would be exactly where we want to be. So in roughly another, it's 15 minutes, like another 11 minutes, sorry. Is that right? 26 minutes gone in the bottom left hand corner, 33 to go. Yeah, so we want this another 15 minutes or so. Another 15 minutes. It's not, it's 12 minutes. What am I talking about? The maths ain't working in my head. A 27.9, that's good. Another 12 minutes. That's going to be 7 laps. Yeah, it's not going to happen. What am I talking about? Why does it not make sense? It's because it's the maths. Jesus, don't think about it. Just get to it. 26 laps. That's where we need to be. End of lap 26. You can do it. Purple first sector. Mr. Pinella, I'm going around the outside. Don't hold me up, darling. I watched an absolute shocker of a film today. Zombies versus Cockneys versus Zombies I watched today. What a film. Oh la la. I don't recommend it, folks. If you're a bit of a zombie fan, nah. No, definitely not. Got to be aware of that braking. If I lock the back wheel up by slowing down too quickly, just got to be so careful. Netto, 28 dead, that's great. Probably brake just a little bit too late there. Back end of the car slid. Oh my, I'm going to get a penalty there, I think. Don't want one. Yeah, second penalty, that's not good. But that's all because I was throwing it too hard into that corner. I've just got to be careful. I've got to start. I've set my mind running now about how long we need to get 7 laps done. 7 laps is like 11.5 minutes. We're fine. I just need to chill out. A 1 second penalty is just a lift penalty. It's nothing tremendous. Half a second's better, but if you hit the wall you get 3 seconds, so here we go, going to brake on the 200 this time. Come on. We couldn't accelerate for a whole second, so we're going to lose at least a second. It's not a great penalty, to be honest, to get. See if we can make that time up with a bit of draft. 28.8 isn't too bad at all. That's saved a bit of face. Mr. Fernandez, who pitted early, just on the way about recovering his early pit move. Stay off that curve too much on the left. That's a better line through there. Just the 5 laps to go to the next pit stop, and the tyres are looking in great shape. Had to brake heavily there. I'd say this stint is going pretty much to plan. I think we need to just try and get a few more 27s in, or very close to 27s. We're up to Mr. Beauvoir again. He's in 9th after his pit stop, I think. Yeah, he must have pitted. Mr. Brooks has gone in the Alpha. We had to lift a little bit there. This will be a 28 something. 28.6 isn't too bad, but it's outside our target time. Back end just starting to push there. Just 4 laps of this stint left. That's lap 7 gone of this stint, so we know the rears are just starting to not perform impeccably. Still no time back to Mr. Enostra, who is now back to 2nd place. But he'll have pitted twice now, or about, no, he's gone in now. That's just his 2nd pit, just there. Just get back in front of Mr. Cruz. Just going to lean on him as we go into the corner. The guy in 4th place has pitted as well. Going to see if we can get out in front of Enostra again. We should do. That'll put him 2 laps down, which will really please him today, won't it? 27.8, that's great at this stage of the race. We're stopping at the end of lap 26. Enostra's just come out the pits now, just behind us, which is tremendous. I'd say we're around about 20 seconds ahead of schedule still. Even with that pit stop. We're over halfway through the race, which is tremendous. We're about to approach the last third as we get to lap 26, 27. Oh, this is going to be a 28.0-ish, 28.1. Mr. Suswillow. Had to go around the outside of you, my friend. This will be a 28.0 by the looks of it. 28.1. 28.0. Lap 24, Mr. Cruz has gone to the pits. Enostra back in the pits again. Huh? Don't understand. Battery gone flat again by the looks of it. We're getting blue flags waved at us. That means there's a car in front of us being told. There it is. Just let off the brakes, stop the car sliding. 9.9 laps of fuel left. We've decided to take to 13.8. Mr. Lim, where are you going? Mr. Enostra is out the pits again in position 8. 28 something, 28.4, that's not so bad, and we're coming up to have lapped the entire field for the second time. Back end starting to get twitchy. We're into the last 2 laps for these tyres. So the car is starting to get exceptionally light on 9 laps of fuel. We're going to do one more lap and then we're going to pit stop. We're back round to lapping the entire field again. What we realise is there's now cars all the way around this track and we're not really going to get any free air. About to start our last lap now before the pit stop. 28.6, we're just slowing just a fraction. But we're good, we're on target. 14 laps to do. 14 times 1 minute 30 is 21 minutes. I don't know how close this is going to be. Mr. Cruz, come on. We're going to put some absolute boomer of some laps in. We've got to for this last stint. I think it's going to be ever so close. What we haven't done is put in any real sparkly, spankly laps in just yet, have we? We haven't got anywhere near that 26 really. No real consistent 27s. We've tried to be. Right, let's get in the pits now. We've got 21 something on the card, so medium we're going to take to 13.8. Every lap we need to put a lap time in under 1 minute 30, and the more we can come in under 1 minute 30 the better. I said we felt almost 20 seconds ahead, but 13.8. There's 13.7. Is that Mr. Cruz behind us? So we came out with 20 minutes and 30 seconds to spare. I need to do a fair few laps here under 128. Mr. Van den Heuvel in front of us, who has been lapped a fair amount of times, and I kind of expect to lap him just one more time before the end of the race. This is going to be tight, folks. I think I've lost that 20 seconds that we talked about being extra. Lost that in the fueling phase. If I could pause the game and work it out, I'd know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm not going to do that. Just need to bang some laps in now. 127, 127, 127, that's what we need to do. We need some free air That was faster than the last pit lap out by about a second and a half, I think. It was 30 something at least, so maybe a second quicker. So these boys managed to unlap himself again. It's just a Mr. Miazano once unlapped himself. Mr. Healy looks like he's making room. He's done it again, well done, thank you sir. Mr. Konomos, first time I've really seen you today. Oh, where am I going to go? Between the two of them, yes. And we lost 0.3 of a second there. Now we are the lightest that we've ever been at this part of the race. I changed that to first then and I shouldn't. He's pulled out the way, we've gone wide. That's rubbish. Still needs to be a 27. We need 10 laps, 3 seconds quicker than where we need to be. 28.2, that's on the target. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but we need to keep doing it. We need some free air through these twisties. We don't need people in the way of us blocking. That can't be Cruz again. It is. Cruz must have pitted. Or did we pit? We did pit, didn't we? Come on, Cruz. Don't need to meet you on the corner apexes, man. If I'm going to meet you on the corner apex, make room. Cripes alive. You're going to break my spirit. That's half a second down. That's going to be a 27.9. A 27.9 still good. I don't think it's going to be on, folks. I think I've blown it. I think I'm overconfidence. I don't think this video is going to go to air. I don't think I'm going to be fast enough. I don't think it's going to be there. I think I've got to keep banging in these 127s and earn myself around about 2 seconds a lap time. Every lap under every second under 130 counts towards the pot. Just because my basic maths is failing me, adding time is so tremendously difficult. It is something I'm quite good at though, under pressure. Adding time seconds up for rally car stages is really quite a challenging thing to do. But when you get into it, once you're in the flow of it, time and minutes, you can add them together dead easy. Real easy. Here we go. See where we are on this lap. 27 again. Less than 10 laps to go. Miazano's gone to the pits on 4%. In Austria's just got him back up to 6% after his pit stop shenanigans. Let's try and just give a bit of an update on where the actual race is, rather than me dwelling in the doldrums thinking I've messed this up. So they're all pitting. Mr. Brea is. That means Sus Willow has gone to the head of the race. That's not very often you see that. Go on, get the Brit to the top. 0.735 down. That's not good for us. We lost a fair bit of time being slippy through those S's. Come on. 9 laps to go after this one. Looks like we're just going to be shy on fuel. 28.2 is on target, but it's not in the killing zone we want it to be. There's 1.8 seconds back in the pot. We're about at the point where these tyres are going to be starting to really sing and perform to their best. Optimal tyre temps between 5, 6 and 7 laps in. If that's the case, we just need to make sure we can drive this bad boy the way we're driving it. Yellow car up front is there. Is that what I saw? No, it's blue. Mr. Brea. Who is no longer in the top 10. Oh, this whole race is on its head, isn't it? 12 minutes left of the race. 8 laps to go. That's how close it is. I believe I am 10 seconds down. That was a 127.5. Mr. Pounder in the... I can't remember what it's called again. Oh. No, it's gone. What keeps coming to the brain is Aventador, and that's amazing how that's not an Aventador. I know it's not. It's not even a Lamborghini. It's that other Italian firm owned by VW. Oh, my brain's cooked. I'm just concentrating on getting in the race now. Mr. Mahi in 20th place, probably lapped 5 times. Mr. Gallo. Not first gear, never first gear there, Jimbo. Come on, concentrate. I should be able to get a decent bit of a sprint in here. Just there's nobody in front of me, so we can just keep going to the line. 8 seconds down. A 28.144. Need to get that back in the 27s. Mr. Brooks. Now, Mr. Brooks, what are you going to do? You did make room, thank you. You didn't impede my line. Mr. Miazano, who's down in 6th place. We're down by 1.127. Didn't want that damage on the front splitter. Inostra's gone to the pits again on lap 34. We're gonna we're gonna put him another lap down. He never made it to the top of the tree again. Six seconds down. So Inostra's spirit truly has been broken. Oh, the back end was twitchy then. 5.6 laps of fuel remaining, and we've got 6 laps to do. Oh, if I get a penalty for that, I will not be impressed. I was just managing the slip of the back axle, lifted the throttle, and the front end came in. Mr. Van den Heuvel lapped again. Only took me 5 laps to lap him. Oh, we picked the right way. Come on, get this in the 27s. It'll be nice to have this in the 27s again. And 30 seconds is the target. 7 minutes 30. We're just 4 seconds down now. This next lap round, it needs to be on 6 minutes when we get round to the start finish. 4 laps remaining. Mr. Suswillow in 2nd place. I appreciate you fending off Mr. Healy there, but Mr. Healy is laps down. You don't have to worry about him. Here we go. 30 seconds to get round to the start finish. Braking down too early, I think. I need to leave it in 3rd gear for a while. 14 seconds to get to the finish line. Two seconds down. .28.3 is pretty poor. 4 laps to go. And it looks like we're going to be out of fuel. I cut the fuel too much. Got to start short shifting. I got a short shift and keep the lap timers up. I can't just turn the fuel map down, it won't work. Here's Cruz again. Give me room, boy. There we go. We're on target by 1 second. Fastest lap of the race with short shifting applied. Mr. Portillo, I'm coming past you, my friend. Controlled that slide there. The tyres are really starting to give it up now. That 27.3 really did help. 3 minutes at the finish line for 2 laps remaining. Leaving third gear. Nobody's looking to dive bomb me at the final corner. Can get to the line by the 3.0, we're good. Just 2 laps to go. Swillow in second, Beauvoir third, Yamanaka fourth, Miazano fifth, Brooks in sixth, seventh is Gallo, eighth is Breyer, and we're 3 seconds in the bag, a 28.064. Mr. Neto, rear tyres just starting to complain now. I'm going quiet because I'm shaking like a leaf. Short shifting through. It looks like I'm going to be fine for fuel, so I don't really have to short shift. 2:04, there's 2 minutes left to go. Should have enough fuel to get us to the end of the last lap. Here we are, about to go on to the last lap. 1 minute 40 remaining. We're a bit wide there, so we've got 5 seconds in the bag. Oh, and that shit me. Excuse the French. The car just decided to lurch. It's got 0.9 laps of fuel. We can't keep throwing away time like that. We had it all good all the way. We didn't. Oh no, what's going on? Just get to the end. Is that Inostra? Oh, that could really complicate this race if he decides he wants to have a moment with me. But to be able to lap him again would be just epic, wouldn't it? Mr. Mai, blue flags, dude. I know you've been very good all race. Mr. Inostra, if I can slipstream you, that'd be tremendous. 45 seconds remaining to get round onto lap 41. The fastest lap of the race sits with us, a 1:27.369. Inostra's there. We're going to put him behind us. We don't want him dive bombing us into the last corner. Braking just before the flag, just before the falling rock sign. He's coming, but he's not going to do it. We have 25 seconds to get to the line, and here it goes, folks. 0.4 laps of fuel. We're not really bothered about that at all. Just to get to lap 41. 15 seconds remaining. Target in front of us. 10 seconds to the line. Lap 41. And we're through lap 41. 6 seconds clear. We just need to get round and now finish this lap. We're out of fuel. So, looking at all the cars behind, we've got 50 miles an hour to get round. If anybody's passed the line behind us, well, we timed the fuel absolutely perfectly, didn't we? Absolutely perfectly. The rear tyres were brilliant. They got us there. Just drop the revs. We'll let him go past, unlap himself for that last time. I don't know if he's finished. I'm just waiting for everybody else to cross the line. It's a silent lap of victory. Well, there it is, folks. It's all done. Fastest lap of the race, 1:27.369. We put in so many 27s. There we are. Sus Willow's now finished. It was only 6 seconds for everybody to cross the line behind us anyway, so nobody else should be coming through at competitive speeds. Just just Mr. Inostroza. I always call him something different every lap. It's great, isn't it? Oh, the pressure, you don't know how hot it is. I'm just absolutely, oh, amazing. Just thundering the car through here. Just not really bothered. We've done it, folks. We've done it. 41 laps. We're there. Oh, you don't know how good that feels. It's as good as Kyoto. But everybody looks like they're doing 50. I shouldn't take the pits at this time, should I? If I took the pits, that'd really be a bit daft, wouldn't it? If I took the pits and didn't finish. Second gear. Third gear. Oh, we've got to go downhill, then up the hill, to the line. And that will see us done. Now, what a tremendous race. I've 1 second penalty. A couple of twitches of the car, but no real calamities. I wouldn't say perfect, but as good as I wanted to deliver that final effort, which was, yeah, much quicker process than Kyoto was. This will be, well, I don't know where I'm going to be. I should be top 2 of the friends list, and then I should be in the top 3 of the superstars, the top 10 stars. And here we go, through the line. A 2:52 to finish. A new record. Oh, happier than a happy thing. So everybody lapped 4 times. 5 times and 6 times for Mr. Mai. The show of the day was Mr. Van den Heuvel, who progressed really well up the tracks, but Inostroza there down in 10th place, absolutely broken. Ah, there she is. I'm going to retire you now, little lady. You're done. I don't think I've got a race for you unless we can get you into Autopolis for the K Cup. That'd be tremendous. Should we have a look, see where we are? Second behind Mr. Maguire, but I kind of knew that because Mr. Maguire went to 41 laps first. Top 10 stars. What do you think? How about that, folks? Number 1 again. Oh, talk about big mistake. I know, that feels so good. Big shout out to Mr. Maguire. Thank you very much for telling me how you made it. Big Popper, I know you're looking forward to this video. You can do this too, my friend. You were on the right roads with your 2-stop, but get off them hard tyres, get on the mediums, and pump those 13 lap stints in, mate. That's the way to go. Sphinxy, you know you've got this. If you want to, pal, you can go and do it. But there we are, folks. I'm going to sign off there at that point. No, I'm going to go and get a ticket. I'm going to go and get my ticket and see what we get today. See what we get. 137 mile. We get a 4-star. Everybody loves a 4-star, don't they? But there it is. Right. Massive thank you for watching this channel, folks. It's really good to see the subscriptions. It's really good to see the feedback. The comments are great. I get the odd grumpy one, but at the end of the day, folks, they're brilliant. I reply to them all, or try to, and if I don't, it's not because I've not chosen not to, it's because I'm just getting to it. So give it a chance if I haven't replied. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being part of the channel. If you want to join us in the league races, please do so. They kick off next week. But thank you very much, folks. All the best. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.